Now watch as I magically read all these books in 3 weeks. Hello strangers, I'm Ravenna and I'm back today with a library book haul. The best type of haul because it means I didn't spend any money and I'm still supporting important facilities in our community by using them. I mean, last month I did have £10 of fines, but that's my own stupid fault. Support your libraries. Take your books back in time. So some of these books I have read already and will be gonna take them back soon, so that's why we're here. So this haul might end up being like 2 parts because some of these books I've read and I'm gonna take them back and I'm gonna get more books when I go back to the library. Because that's how libraries work. They're brilliant that way. So let's talk with ones I haven't. They're kind of in a pile by size and read, so you'll see. I'll talk about it. So firstly I've got Unnatural Creatures by Neil Gaiman, and this is actually short stories that Neil Gaiman has chosen, but there's like tons of different authors that actually contribute to this. It's just like about monsters or whatever. The main reason I got this is that I really like short stories and this cover's really cool looking. And you know, Neil Gaiman produces okay work, so I don't know if I would give it a try. Book I randomly got was The Rook by Daniel O'Meara. I've heard good things about this. It's basically a woman, I think, wakes up like not knowing anything, is basically giving 2 options, like run or pretend to be this person, or like live this person's life that she used to be. In a London park, dripping wet, surrounded by corpses wearing latex gloves. In her pocket is from her previous self, Luke Thomas, a superpower operative in Britain's most secret of secret agencies, and then someone tries to kill her. Again. The most stunning urban fantasy of the year. Doesn't say who said that. I don't know, like I've heard good things of this book. I've seen a few other booktubers mention it and it seems like a cool concept, so when I saw the library had it I thought, well, I've got to give this book a chance. It does look quite big though, like 500 pages. So I've got a few readathons coming up, so I don't know if I'll start these or not. I might just go for it because I don't like short books apparently, because like I can find none that are under 200 pages. That's a reference to a readathon that's coming up as of filming. So this is a book I've started reading but haven't finished yet, and that is Back Crane Point by Claire McFarlane. I'm like 54 pages in of this book. It's, I don't know, like people go camping, something horrible happens. It's set in Scotland, it's set in Shinra, which brings one of the beautiful points where like, apparently Kilmarnock's only an hour away from Shinra. It's like not. I don't know if she meant they were in air, because that would make sense more. It would make more sense. My library's had this on display for like months, so I keep going in there and like seeing it and picking it up and reading the back, and just finally thought I would read it. And this is a hotkey book, so it tells us what's in it. Isolation, superstition, survival, and danger. And I got slightly excited because the main character didn't talk at the start, and I'm like, ooh, is this going to be a neuroscience protagonist book? I mean, she never like, but no, she like immediately starts talking to her psychologist. She starts talking in the next chapter, so like, no. I will do a written review of that book when I'm done. If any of these books have reviews, I will link them down below in the summary thing. Another book I finished is Between the Lies by Catherine McPhail. This is an art book set in Scotland by accident. I picked up 2 books set in Scotland by accident. This book seemed like such a cool concept, but it's like, I just read the back. It kind of has like all these like statements and stuff like, I heard Jade ran off to Ibiza. Typical. Why would Jade mention no mate Abby? Jude, seriously, where are you? The Mean Girls and the Misfits are obsessed with Judith Taman's sudden disappearance. Then Abby Kay, a school nobody, sees a message that changes everything. I want to come home. See? changes everything. Who can find the truth between the lies? Also, the thing about this is like shadow. This like book has like this card thing I like meant to take out the book and like take a picture with, like that, and they'll send you a secret or something. But like I checked up the hashtag, which is very long, which is hashtag secrets, humours, lies. Humours with a U. The other people, I don't know if humour is one of those words that Americans decide to take the U out for some reason. This is set in Port Glasgow, a place I knew very little about. Also, fun fact, I think I missed out reading the first page when I started reading it because I went straight to chapter 1, and I missed this thing. Oh well, it didn't change much. Fun fact about the most noticeable thing about this book, it's like meant to be like this weird filler thing of lies and like tricking the reader into thinking, and it's just like, whatever. It's like a real quick read. I read it in like a day, so it's not nothing. Fun fact, the book It is mentioned in this book, which is related to an upcoming uniform and might be helpful to you, but I doubt this video will be up before then because... But anyway, the book It is mentioned in this book, and it's so dumb the way it's mentioned, because it's like this teacher's talking about fears and legends and stuff, and obviously that whole phenomena with the crowns just appearing everywhere was recent when this book was published. So it talks about the movie It, and it's like it asks, has anyone read the book It? And like half a class of 14-year-olds have read this book somehow. And as a 13/14-year-old that tried to read it, it's 1,000 pages. It's a 1,000-page book that has an 11-year-old gangbang in it. Those kids haven't read that. They don't love that. Yeah, Stephen King has like scary imagery in it, but a lot of that stuff is just like purple prose. So no, like half a class of 14-year-olds did not read the whole entirety of the book It by Stephen King and loved it. Those are just like the lying, I don't know, like if... It's like Kathy McPhee not seen the book It? Like, I mean, she's clearly not read it. You try and get teenagers to read 1,000 pages. Like, half a class wouldn't have did that. And moving on to some more appropriate reading, I read and took out the Spiderwick Chronicles, Book 3, Lucinda's Secret, and this is by Tony DiTerlizzi and Holly Brack. I'm useless at pronouncing things, sorry. So this is the book 3 in the Spiderwick Chronicles. I started reading them a few years ago with the intention of marathon the series from the library, but like whatever happened, that didn't work out. So I requested all the books that I needed to finish the Spiderwick Chronicles, but when I went to go pick up the books, this is the only one that arrived so far, so I took it and, you know, read it. They're very short, and like this book doesn't really have very much of a concrete ending. I don't really remember what happened in the last books because I never did reviews or anything, so there's like nothing to refresh my brain with. But, you know, it's fine, it's fun. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm gonna like finish the series. Because I forgot to do this, I got the 2 Spiderwick books. This is the last one. This is cool because like the map changes slightly in this one to affect what's going on with this. Visual summary. I think this is quite an interesting thing to do in the back of the book. This is the 4th one and it's just like leaves. And obviously this is the 4th one in the series, so I guess you can kind of get away with not having a proper summary on the back. This looks kind of cool. Dresses. Fun. Another book I took out and read was Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I wrote a review of this book, despite not really knowing what to say about it. It's okay, it was well written. It's just like Neil Gaiman retelling some of like the Norse mythology. It's just Neil Gaiman retelling them. I don't know tons and tons about Norse mythology. I kind of know like the basics, like I know who Odin is, I know who Thor is, and I know who Loki is. And I know that Loki is a trickster god, and and I watch and see the Marvel adaptation and think, that's just really weird to take mythology and do that with it. And obviously, living in Scotland, there's some Viking history-ish stuff, but it's like not taken seriously. Like, more like, let's set things on fire and say it's part of our heritage. I'm like from the islands as well, so yeah. So I also like know about Ragnar and Valhalla. I don't know, the thing is, like I said, I don't know enough about Norse mythology to like say whether he did it good enough or not, but it was fine. It was an okay read. Like, I just kept seeing this book and I'm like, I want to read this. So now I read it, so it will stop bugging me every time I've seen it. Now this last book, you'll be surprised to hear that I haven't read yet. And that is Fireman by Joe Hill. And it's massive. I didn't actually realise how big it was till I saw it. I've read a few Joe Hill books. I read Horns and, what's it, Heart-Shaped Box? Or, it's called something like that. But I just like, I've kind of in a semi-Joe Hill kick where I want to read his works. I also like, I have that Christmas story he has that I didn't read at Christmas. Had every intention of getting around to it, but like, didn't. Few people have had this out. I'm not completely sure what the actual plot of this book is. I just know it's by Joe Hill. Want to read it? I've heard something about like a woman and her baby trying to escape this massive fire. The world will burn. So, I like Joe Hill, so that's the main reason why I got that. So, those are some of the books I took from the library recently. I will see you weirdos next time, where we'll be having a therapy session for my own book's jealousy tendencies. Farewell. Hello, strangers! Is that in front of the lamp? I'm going insane. And I'm back today with a library.
Brand new, usually I read them right away.
Close that. Big books. That's hot.